All right, back to the highlights we go. We got a big district ball game tonight in 7-2A Division 1. The Crawford Pirates making the short trip over to Valley Mills for this one. Just 11 miles separating these two schools in a big district ball game. Pick it up late in the first quarter. Tate Abel rolling out, lobs this one to Dustin Ivy in the end zone for the touchdown. You don't see him throwing the ball much, but they do it well there early in the second quarter. 4th and 2, but the ball snapped over Spencer Eggleston's head. The Pirates would take over on downs. 2 plays later, Trey Lacina takes the handoff, goes 30 yards in for the second score for the Pirates, up 14-0. The Eagles finally starting to try and get something clicking here and eat up some yards, and eat up some clock. Look at that, busting through in for 6 right there. Valley Mills gets in, but the extra point is blocked. 14-6 Crawford leads at the half as the Pirates would pull away in this one. They win it by a final of 21-12. Gary Ainsworth joins us once again this week. Gary, you were there tonight. Feels like very typical Crawford Valley Mills game here. I'm still new to the area. I'm still learning all these teams, but tonight was an instance of one team making mistakes and being consistent, and the other team being consistent. And what happens is you leave points on the field, and you just don't score touchdowns. Yeah. The biggest thing that I took out of all of it was the home. Start with the home team. Valley Mills came out in they came out in a wildcat. I mean, usually when you have the wildcat, it's something you just want to have a change of pace. But they really, over 50% of the first half, they came out of this wildcat offense. But they weren't reading the tackles. They weren't reading the defensive ends. They were just, it was basically Eccleston just doing a sweep or doing a dive. And it really couldn't understand that one. That was one I've never seen that before. And then plus, the miscues, the snap over the head, there was 2 of those. There was that 4th and 2, the snap goes over his head. And just a lot of really shooting themselves in the foot. Yeah, absolutely. Well, Crawford Pirates, as Herman Boone says, just like Novocaine, give it time, it always works. They continue to just do what they do. The thing with Crawford is, it's the second time I've covered them, and the biggest thing with them, they're like Jimmy Connors. They just keep hitting the ball back to you. He's going to keep doing it, make you make the mistake. Yeah. And they are very consistent. They're very methodical. Every once in a while, you'll see a pass play, and what they'll do is they'll roll the quarterback out and get him outside the tackles because he's not very tall. But he's got a pretty good arm. He drops the ball in very well. And they only do that as a change of pace. But a lot of it is a lot of traps. They pull the guards, pull the tackles. And then defensively, it was really interesting because they were lining up going back and forth between a nickel and a cover 3 and a 4-3 cover 3. And the whole time it was just going to be a zone because I think part of it they knew Valley Mills wasn't going to threaten the deep. Valley Mills threw the ball twice. One bounced up and hit the receiver, and the other one was just a little swing pass. Yeah. So, Crawford's proven that if you can be consistent and just move the ball, you're going to eat up time, you're going to eat up clock, keep the other team off the field, and score points. That's the best way to deal with some of these newfangled offenses. Get off my lawn, kids. Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things that some teams you have where they air it out, and then you have other teams where they kill the clock and they'll win 14-2. Yeah, well, seems like we will be seeing the Crawford Pirates later on in the playoffs as well. Gary, appreciate you stopping by once again. Thanks, good work this week.